Oh, there we go.
I do better offline. Yeah. I've been calling to a guy. I'm in tune with the signs. I'm just trying to let go. I'm just trying to be me. I'm just trying to do fine. Moon landed with the elevation. Armstrong with the levitation. A third eye need a calibration.
All right, boys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. So today we're doing two things. We're frogging and we're flipping. So in the last video, we were out on this exact same pond. We threw a frog. We caught like 4 really quick in one area right over there. So we're gonna go back over there. We're gonna do that again. And then we're gonna get a probably 1.5 ounce, 2 ounce tungsten weight. We have some pit bosses in this bag right here, and we are going to go flip all of this grass and all that you see. Okay, cool. But before we do that, I want to show you all this. This is super cool. Well, I'm not sure if it's like cool or like what to say about it, but we've been at the Classic for the past, we haven't been at the Classic. What am I saying? We have been at ICAST for the past couple weeks. So look at this Jigger Craw. Look how big that is. This is a regular 4-inch Jigger Craw. I wish I could like mail this to y'all and y'all could mail it around so everybody could see how big it is. This thing is huge. And I guess it's just sat in this boat. This boat filled up with water. It wasn't covered or anything like that. The thing filled up with water. And I guess just the heat every day helped it expand. Like it looks like one of those things that you put in the water, you know, and it like expands like the little pills you get out of Dollar General when you're a kid. But yeah, that's the like cool thing for today's video. That was cool. It was black, now it's like white. Still has a little bit of black in it. But I really want to try to catch a fish on it. I just know it's not going to last. Like, this is going to fly off first cast. That's my only thing. If I had like a whole pack of them, that happened to maybe, but that'll be a short-lived video idea. We could still do that though. Keeping all of my soft plastics in the sun for 24 hours and fishing with them. Let them swell up, get huge. Oh my gosh. If I lose my frog on the first cast, I would absolutely rage quit. All right, so last time we fished this spot right here, we said that this looks like one of those areas that, you know, you have to, golly, dude, if I lose this frog, I'm going to rage quit. I will actually rage quit if I lose this. I refuse to lose this frog. Like, I'd rather lose this spot right here than lose this frog for this spot. All right, but anyway, like I was saying, this spot right here just looks like one of those places you have to at least try. You know, you have to get up 4 or 5 casts in back here. You might catch something, you might not. You might go 4 or 5 days without catching nothing back here, and then you come out here another day and they're just loaded back in here. So we're gonna try it, not really expecting too much or anything too crazy, but then again, you never know. So this is one of those spots you just have to try. I'm gonna get like 2 or 3 casts back here. By try, I mean not like try hard, just kind of show the frog. If there's one back here, he has 4 opportunities to eat it. If he doesn't eat it, that's on him. We might come back in here and flip a little bit too. Also, guys, I'm really excited for next bedding season because when I first got out here, there was probably a 2-3 pound bass just right here at the bank, and I was just watching him, and he wasn't scared of the boat. When you first put this boat in the water, the holes on each side of the boat had to fill it with water, and that's how it's so like sturdy or stable in the water. So they were filling it with water, and it's kind of loud. It's a loud process. And this bass was just like probably 6 inches off the surface. 2-3 pound bass just staring like, hey, I want to ride in the boat. No, you don't, buddy. No, you don't. I'll have you know, if you get in this boat with me and you stay in this boat for more than 5 minutes, you're not going to be too happy of a fish. Oh, I'm so excited for this. Probably gonna have to fish that Texas rig a little bit. I know I said we were just frogging and flipping today, but I also brought the Texas rig because all these little standalone patches of grass, normally I'll luck up and at least get bit on one of them. So we'll try to stay true to the video idea right here and fish this frog around it if we can get close enough. You know, I feel like if we maybe cast it a little bit closer, we might have a little bit better chance of catching a fish instead of not casting super close to it. We probably should have flipped first and then threw the frog as the evening got later, but since we already have it tied on and like this, like there was a really productive spot for us over here, I figure we'll just go ahead and go with the frog for right now and then we'll switch over. Where is that worm at? Also, we have a big swim bait. Did I already say that? Mr. Worm. Worms. Make something happen. Oh, there we go. First cast. First cast. Oh, that's a big one, it feels like. Or my drag just isn't set. Oh, that's a nice one. Oh, shoot, that is actually a nice one. I was just saying that at first. That's the biggest one I've ever caught out of here. Maybe my drag was set. Look at that. That's like a, oh, I don't have to scale. Oh, dude, this is a big fish. Let's go. Yeah, no pressure, dude. I didn't want you to come up and eat the frog anyway. The other day when we were, okay, come here. Come here. Come here. I'm going to land you with my hand. No, I'm not. You don't want me to land you with your hand, with my hand? If you come off, I'm going to jump in the water and find you. Take all the time you need, bud. We're not on a schedule or anything like that here. Just take all the time you need. Instagram, I hope you're enjoying this clip because this is where, I hope you like being on Instagram, fish, because that's exactly where you're about to go. Straight to Instagram. All right, come here. Oh, I don't see how the pros make that look so easy. They just, dude. That's a nice little 4-pounder. There's a good mouth and like just good size on them. Good sturdy fish. Woo! Look at that. Boom, baby. That's fish number 1 of the day. That's how you start off a day right there. Gosh. I could never get tired of catching these things. Like, you know, people say never say what you'll never do. Like, I can honestly say 100% confidence, I will never get tired of catching bass. Never. I mean, you got to think, you have people that do this for 50 years and like still chuckle when they catch a 3-4 pounder. That's a good word, chuckle. I need to start using that more. Look at that. That's a good, I'm not gonna say he's 4. He's probably like 3.8, 3.9. He's not quite 4, but it's still a good one. Good, solid first fish. Let's go. Thank you, kind sir. Thank you. See ya. All right, let's get into another one. I love when they just swim off nice and peaceful like that. They don't have to make all that commotion. Whew. He was pulling drag and I was like, I've never had one pull drag out here. That feels nice. Like my mind instantly went for like, oh, it's my drag, not that the fish could be bigger than what I'm used to catching out here. I should probably retie after that one, but he reties after the first fish. That's lame. That's quarters mentality. Oh, hopefully I have more flute worms. If I don't have any more flute worms, I might boohoo a little bit. All right, that's fish number 1 down. So that was literally first cast too, wasn't it? That was my first cast, I think. That's a good sign. I know people say that's bad luck, but I don't believe, 1, I don't believe in bad luck as it is. 2, I think if you catch a fish, period, it has to be good luck. Like the whole picking a penny up, if it's on tails, yeah, no, I'm picking it up because I'm 1 cent closer to being a millionaire than the 20 people that walked by it that didn't pick it up. So don't be that guy who doesn't pick up a penny because it's on tails. Ooh, scary. Oh, was that another bite? No, it was not. Good try though. Good try, Larry. I've been in like such a happy mood since we came back from ICAST. Like, I had a lot of fun, don't get me wrong, but like, I left on like a really good fishing day, and you know how that is. Like, you could be going to Disney World, but if the fishing at your pond is good, you're like, oh, I don't want to leave. So to pull up and catch one, that just kind of like sealed the deal for me right there. All right, I think it's safe to say that we can probably leave that one alone for right now because we fought him and we've gotten kind of close to that bank and whatnot. So we're gonna cast on either side of this one right here. And then we're gonna throw that frog a little bit. And then we're gonna flip. And because I've only caught 1 so far this year flipping. That's one of the things that I want to kind of learn a little bit more this year. Like I said earlier, we're gonna probably speed through this. Ooh, dude, that was such a big blow up. Dude, those scare the crap out of me. Like, even if you're expecting it, it'll still scare you. Oh my gosh, dude, that is like just crazy to me how they eat a frog like that. And just the blow up is so loud and vicious. It's just like, poof. Dude, that is just, it's so cool, but like scary. Like my hand shaking. I need to land this fish, and we probably need to like move out of this spot a little bit. Okay, see that one's, we're gonna flip you. That one's not as big as that first one is, but like he's still very, very healthy. Oh gosh, like 2-pounder all day. This frog is slowly becoming like, I think I said in the last video, these frogs, you know, right when they start to get good, when they start to lose a little bit of color like this one has right here. This is when I say they start to get good, and this is about the time you'll break them off. You gotta love a good frog, like when your buddy gives it to you out of his tackle box and he tells you not to lose it, but you can tell he's caught hundreds of fish with it. You know, the frog doesn't even have color. Like he bought it, it was this color. It was like bullfrog pattern, but now it doesn't have any more color on it, it's all white. All right, this one's hooked in the tongue. So guys, just a little tip for you. If you ever like hook them in the tongue, he's hooked in the back of the tongue, but always try to get them back, especially like if it's bleeding or not. I mean, you wanna get them back fast either way, but when you hook them in the tongue, sometimes they might expire. So I always try to release them quick whenever that happens. Even if it's a 10-pounder, you can catch it again, you know, don't kill it taking pictures of it. Oh yeah, baby, first frogfish. These fish can't mess with me. Yeah. That is definitely not gonna go in the video. The vibes are immaculate out here today. The vibes are immaculate in every Larry Melton Jr. video. If you love the vibes of the Larry Melton Jr. videos, just drop a like, because we're, oh my gosh, please be another one in there. Like, just, I'd love to just have another eat right now. But yeah, guys, drop a like just for the vibes. Comment vibes, V-I-B-E-Z, because that's how the cool kids spell it. Man, that is so cool to me, how they just eat the frog like that. If we can go like back here in this corner far enough. You know what, while we move spots, I'm gonna throw the big swim bait, because I just enjoy big swim baits. Even also, we haven't thrown this dude in a while. Last fish we caught on this was actually out of this pond. And then they are huge. When I say huge, I mean like absolutely giant, like bigger than the swim bait gizzard shad in this pond. The only bad thing about this pond is it's like a whole bunch of, which I mean is also a good thing, probably the reason why it's so clear. There's a lot of little grass pockets in it. So like it'll be clear, then it'll be 30 yards of just grass. Guys, one thing I can't stress enough is if you find the courage to pick you up a swim bait setup and get a big swim bait, all that whole 90 yards, one thing you have to have, like this is a must have for sure, is a good pair of polar eye sunglasses. I wear the red fins. I like red fin. I've been wearing these since March or so this year. This is not like an ad thing or anything like that. But I say all that to say is, like whenever you're fishing a big swim bait, a lot of times the bass will just follow it in, which I've had them do it with crankbaits, all types of stuff. Oh, see, we have one behind it right now as I'm saying that. Can y'all, it's literally right here. Let me just swim underneath it. Actually, I can't see it. Okay, that was crazy. But the reason in that I say like wear you some good sunglasses is because you will have fish follow it and you'll never know it, and you'll pull it out. But a lot of times if you see them, you can kind of like figure out it. You know how you see people do with muskie or whatever, like bigger fish. Normally, you know, bass anglers kind of don't do that unless you have a big swim bait. But like you can kind of just keep it down in the water and work it around the boat or work it in front of the fish's face. And a lot of times when you pause it, or you'll find a cadence that they really don't like and they'll eat it. The cool thing about these swim baits, most of them, if you pop them, they'll turn around and kind of like look at the fish. And that's how bait fish like, or that's how bass or the predator fish like to eat the bait. They like to eat it head first because you got to think it's more comfortable. You've ran your hand, you've been fanned by a fish, and you don't get fanned if you go head first, but if you go tail first, then you get fanned. So kind of the same thing there. So if you give it a pop, every time I pop this bullshit, I know it's going to turn right around. So if there's a follower, a lot of times it'll get ate. All right, we're gonna fish this Texas rig a little bit more. If we could catch one on that swim bait and then flipping as well today, I would be like on cloud 9, honestly. I mean, we already caught like a 4 on a frog first, or on a worm first few casts of the video. So the only thing that can one up that is catching big swim bait fish, like catching a 7 on a swim bait. I think that would one up the big one on the frog. Guys, one thing I love about a frog is that you can fish a frog all you want to, but you might not even catch a fish. But like you cast in the same spot with the worm and they'll eat it. So it kind of gives you like a little double opportunity. You know, there might be a fish, at the bottom of the pond or whatever that's too lazy to come up and eat a frog. There might be two down there. One will eat a frog, one will eat a worm, and you can catch them like two different ways. Oh, there we go. There's one. Look at that. Oh, you almost got a hook set, boy. Are you on there? Yep. Oh, no. I tried to be patient. Did you see how long I waited to set the hook on that? Did you see how long? I know y'all saw that rod dancing. Very well could have been like a bluegill eating the tail of it. See, that's what I was talking about right there with that frog, because I casted the frog like way back in there. Nothing happened. You know, still reasonable distance for the fish to swim and try to eat it. Nothing happened, but I mean, you cast back with the worm and it's like, boom. Hey, I want that. I didn't want your stupid frog, I wanted the worm. Oh, got one. Got one. On the big swim bait. On the big swim bait. I got one. What is going on? What is going on? We got a big swim bait fish. Oh, gosh. This is so cool. Oh, look at that. Acrobatic. Oh, don't go under the boat. What are you doing? I was not ready for that. Dude, he is so strong, too. That is such a beautiful thing. When they eat a big swim bait. I don't know what this video is going to be titled. We done everything but flip. Flipping's next. I just wanted to catch one on the swim bait. Look at that. That's not even the biggest of the day. That's a crazy thing. I think that's one kind of like misconception, if you will, of like a big swim bait. It's like everybody thinks that the fish just has to be like 10 pounds to eat it. But really and truly, look at that. Behind the back, right there. That's ugly. All right, come on. Everybody thinks that like a big swimbait fish has to be like 8, 9, 10 pounds to eat it, but like, it's a good way to catch just solid, consistent 3s and 4s. Like that one might be, I think that one's definitely on the 4 side. That one's definitely the biggest of the day, but I mean, at the same time, he's not a giant, you know? It's just a healthy fish. Dude, you got by all 3 of these bottom treble hooks. How? Check that out, boys. A big swim bait fish right there. Dude, we playing this day like perfect. We hit the nail on the head today. We've caught one on a frog, on a worm, and on a big swim bait. The big swim bait. I'm not sure that's the biggest one of the day, but I mean, he's definitely a good one. Big swim bait eats are so interesting too, because I've never had one just come up and absolutely crush it. It's always like they hit it and it's like the bait is so big. I guess I've never caught a big enough. I guess I just haven't caught a big enough one yet. I just haven't had one come up and just like take the rod out of my hand, you know? This is a very, very interesting day of fishing for me. Like all the fish have been 3, 4 plus, 3s or 4s. Maybe, oh, dude, I thought we just got cranked again. But yeah, I don't know. I was reeling it up kind of high, close to the grass. That might be the move, honestly, is because there's so much grass right here. I mean, right here where we're sitting in, there's probably 6, 7, or I'll give it a foot. There's a foot of like actual water before the grass starts. In which, I mean, the grass is just really thin grass. Like if you jumped in, it's not gonna hold you up by any means, but it's still there. Anybody who has this grass in any of the ponds or lakes that you fish, you know exactly what this grass smells like too. A funny story, I'd come home and every day I'd come home from fishing. I mean, I used to fish every day over the summers, and one of the places I used to fish at used to have a lot of that grass, and I used to tell my mom every day, I was like, Mom, I've been fishing. I even like brought some of it home. I feel like I had to like show her a picture of it or something at one point, because I was like, Mom, I promise you, I'm just fishing. The other thing about this swim bait too is you can really just bomb it. You know, a good rod and reel, you can bomb this thing as far as you want to. It's really interesting like how these bass eat it. I really would love to see one eat it up close. I've had follower. I think my first big swim bait fish was a follower, but I don't really remember how it ate it. But you would think that, like, I guess I just haven't caught a big enough one. I haven't caught like a 7 or an 8 on a big swim bait. But I mean, looking at it, you would think they would just come up to it and just absolutely like just murder it first strike. But that's like complete opposite. It's like a very, you feel them when they hit it. Don't get me wrong. Or all of mine, I felt when they hit it, but it's not as powerful as you think it would be. You know, it's not like oh, they ate it. I think because the bait is so heavy, and it might even be heavier than what the fish think it should be. You know, it's probably heavier than a regular gizzard shad, so when they hit it, it probably kind of catches them off guard a little bit, but by then it's too late, you've already set the hook.
Chasing the bag, I'm racing the clock. Look at them block, watching them flop. Used to see this in my sleep. When I ain't had shit but my thoughts in the car, I really was lost. Now I'm public with the soundscapes. I'm really pulling strings for the pound cake. I see you went for a puppet in the clown face for a little wage. The talk of the town is late. Still me, I never switched sides. Came a long way with the gas tank running on fumes. Wonder why you full on the end. When it's all love, when I fall through with the young bulls, getting niggas a kidney, but you ain't mob, you a op. Must be lost in the sauce. Been here for the art and the jump start. Wanted this is mom packed the lunchbox with the Kool-Aid jammers, and I'm still throwing tantrum. I'm set to roam around the planet where they know the songs and they chant them. The vision turned into fruition. I'm really liking how it's panning. They call me collector, you thought I planned it. Been crazy, then it fell into place. Now everything's stable. I'm all in on the table. You selling that fable, we know that it's made up. We know what you made of.